In this video, we are going to learn 2 different lettering styles that you can use for your graffiti tag project. Pause this video as necessary to complete each step, but be sure to draw each step so that I can see where to help if it didn't turn out as you had hoped. So step 1 for wild style, you're going to pick a letter and you are going to make it curvy and exaggerated. Step 2, we're going to give that letter volume. So you're going to trace around that letter so it is more of a block form. And then step 3, we are going to draw the letter without the guideline in the middle. You're also going to add something called a serif to the end and an arrow to the other end. These are key components of wild style lettering. You can see here I labeled that as serif. For step 4, you are just eliminating the line between the serif and the letter, as well as the arrow and the letter. Take your time on it. It's okay if it's not perfect. For step 5, you are going to be adding something called bits to the outside of your wild style letter. There's not an exact shape to a bit. You can make it however you want. You can see in here I did some circles, some half circles, rectangles, basically things on the outside that add dimension and detail to your letter. The very last step that you are going to do for your wild style letter is adding shadow. This part is always trickiest for my students, but you need to pick a light source. So you can see the small arrow I just added was the position where my light's coming from, which is the top right, which means the shadows will be on the bottom left of my letter. So you can see here I'm adding in the shadows. For the final, you will use Sharpie for shadows, or you could use like a darker colored marker for your shadows, whatever works best with your design. If you are having trouble with figuring out where the shadows go, please just ask me and I would be happy to help. So there is your wild style letter. You can do this with any letter. If you're really struggling with other types of letters, let me know. So for throwy style, it is more of a bubble letter. So you start with capital letters and we turn them into really chunky bubble letters. If you do not need to do step 1, you can skip that step. Once you have those chunky letters, you want to take out the guidelines like I am showing you in step 3, and your letters also overlap. You're going to add little highlight marks around the edge, almost like you would on a balloon. And then the last step, make sure you have those highlight marks, and then you are going to add the shadow. So again, you need a light source, which I've put on the top right again, and then your shadows will be on the left. Make sure all of your letters have a shadow somewhere on them, and make sure it's done correctly. Last, you're going to add an outline around all of the letters, almost to give it a sticker look. There you go.